Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something that seems so simple on the surface, but has actually caused a ton of damage to a really vital profession. We're going to unpack one powerful statement. Pharmacy is not medicine selling. All right, let's get into it.
So, let's just start with the big question right up front. Why does this idea even exist? I mean, when you think of a pharmacist, what's the very first image that pops into your head? For almost all of us, it's someone standing behind a counter, handing over a box of pills. And that right there, that's exactly where the whole misunderstanding gets started.
And this is the core idea of our entire explainer today. We're going to break down exactly why this statement is so important. Not just for the profession, but for all of our health. This isn't just about semantics. It's about a fundamental mindset. The reason this misconception is so widespread really comes down to one simple concept: the visible versus the invisible. What we, the public, actually get to see is just the final, tiny piece of a truly enormous puzzle.
I mean, really think about it. Your whole interaction at a pharmacy might last, what, 2 minutes? Maybe 3? You give them a prescription, you pay, you get a little package. That very brief transaction is the only part of pharmacy that most people ever see. But the really fascinating stuff, that all happens before you even walk through the door.
So let's pull back the curtain for a second and take a look at the massive, invisible world that exists behind every single tablet you've ever taken. This is the real, hidden journey of a medicine. Okay, get ready for this number because it's a big one. On average, it takes 10 to 15 years for a single new medicine to get from an idea in a lab to that pharmacy counter where you pick it up. 15 years of science, of research, and just unbelievably rigorous testing.
So what does that journey look like? Well, it starts with drug discovery, right? Then it moves to formulation development. That's the magic of figuring out how to turn a raw chemical into a safe, stable pill or an injection. Then you've got manufacturing, intense quality control, and navigating mountains of regulatory approvals. And here's the key. Pharmacy professionals are absolutely essential at every single one of these stages, not just the very last one.
So if pharmacy isn't about selling, then what is it about? Let's build a new framework here, one that actually gets it right. And it really boils down to two core ideas: science and responsibility. This is it. This is the real definition. It's the science of designing, creating, and guaranteeing the quality of medicines. And it's the incredible irresponsibility for making sure they're safe and effective, all the way from the lab to the person who needs them. And that responsibility is huge. It's carried out in so many different roles, way beyond the retail counter. Pharmacy professionals are in R&D labs. They run quality control. They manage regulatory affairs. They're in pharmacovigilance, which is monitoring for side effects. They even make sure the supply chain is safe. Honestly, without them, the whole system would just grind to a halt. So, how does this all fit in with a doctor's role? It's easy to think of doctors as being at the center of everything. And don't get me wrong, they are absolutely vital. But a doctor prescribes a product that has already been made safe, stable, and effective by pharmacy science. You could say doctors use the tools that pharmacists create. In reality, medical practice fundamentally depends on the science of pharmacy. Now, why does any of this matter so much? Well, boiling pharmacy down to selling isn't just an insult to a profession, it's a genuine, serious threat to public safety. Just look at this comparison. A selling mindset is all about hitting targets, moving product, and boosting profit margins. But a pharmacy mindset? It's built on a totally different foundation: patient safety, strict ethics, and regulatory compliance. And here's the problem. Those two mindsets are in direct conflict with each other. You just can't prioritize both. And when that selling mindset starts to take over, we see real, dangerous consequences. It can lead to the misuse of over-the-counter drugs. It can fuel the terrifying rise of antibiotic resistance, and ultimately, it causes long-term damage to public health. This isn't about ego. This is a patient safety issue, plain and simple. So, as we wrap this up, let's really lock in the most important takeaway here. If pharmacy isn't selling, then what is its true identity? It's this one word: responsibility. This single word completely replaces that flawed idea of selling and perfectly captures what the profession is all about. And that responsibility is constant. It's there long before medicine is ever created, it's present during every single moment of its production, and it continues long after it reaches the patient through safety monitoring.
It covers the entire life cycle. That's the real story of pharmacy.
I want to leave you with this final thought. A medicine, it might have the power to heal, but it is the science and the responsibility of pharmacy that makes that healing both safe and possible in the first place.